What is good, my peeps? It's the Ruckus back at you again with another action figure review. This time, number 2 in our march along with the Spider-Man retro, but not really wave, aka the Ben Riley wave. And what we got before us here is the reason why I'm calling this the Ben Riley wave. We've got Marvel's Chasm. Now, Chasm is Ben Riley, and it's the latest and most current iteration of Ben Riley as he has gone through some things. He's tried to be a hero. You know, he's been a bad guy. Then he's tried to be a hero again. And because of this whole clone thing, Ben Riley is the clone of Peter Parker, for those that don't know. This whole clone thing, he's gone through some things, and now he's got crazy gaps in his memory. He doesn't know who he is. He knows who he is, but he has no context, no history, nothing like that, and it's basically driven him crazy. So he's become Chasm. This was the one of the more recent storylines with Spider-Man. Ben Riley, he actually teamed up with Madeline Pryor, aka the Goblin Queen, and they basically terrorized New York City until that whole issue got resolved. And he's still Chasm, so that part didn't get resolved. It's another matter of it is what it is. And what this is we've got Chasm before us. You see him in the clamshell right there with the attempt at old school style packaging, even though this is not a retro. It's in homage to it. You see the nice artwork there on our left of Chasm. On the rear of the packaging, we've got another 3D render of Chasm and blazing his effects. And you see that we also have a bio. Marvel's Chasm, a near-fatal battle between Peter Parker and his clone Ben Riley leaves Ben rising from the quantum goo as the villainous Chasm. Now we have Chasm right here out in front of us. You can see what we got going on. He's on the Sunfire body mold, and he's molded in black, and you can see the different colors there. It's got a purple tone to his torso and his arms, as well as I want to say like a teal color for the insect-like creature, or arachnid-like creature would be more accurate. And the same thing going on with his head sculpt. And then, of course, it's lined perimeter. It's black lining, but the perimeter is also in that greenish color, that tealish green color. And then you've got those lines going throughout, black lines, and then they're bordered by that teal style color. You look at his web shooters, which are no longer web shooters. They emit a type of mystic, I guess, energy. You see that they also have that teal kind of color, but they've been dirtied with some black paint on there to give it like they've been used up and abused up. And then down there by the just below the knees, you've got some of that teal paint to give you an idea of that. From that point down are his boots. Looking at him on the back is looking really nice. Gotta love that. That arachnid-like creature is extended back there. The line work is looking great. And down there by the boots, you can see that he's got some more. And there's some like squiggly lines back there going vertical from 12 to 6 o'clock. And that looks pretty good too. So all in all, our Ben Riley Chasm, we should already know the height, considering we've seen this buck before a million times, Sunfire Body Mold, but we'll do it again because I want to make a point here. This is Ben Riley. He's coming in at about 6¼ inches tall, which is crazy because we just got through doing the Ben Riley Spider-Man review, and that buck came in at 6½ inches tall. So they're going to not match up, but then again, they're not really supposed to. Not supposed to be technically in any scene together. They're the same cat, so it is what it is in terms of that. As far as the articulation, we've seen the articulation before on this buck, but we'll do it again anyway. The head is on a ball hinge, so he can look up that far. He can look down that far. You get some very little pivot there, and of course he can 360 it. Being that it's the Sunfire Body Mold, he does have butterfly joints, so that's crazy. That's good. He can draw back that far, which is great. He can come together that close, which is decent. He can get 90 on that shoulder and 360 on the rotation of that shoulder. He's got the bicep swivel. He's got pinned elbows, but they're double jointed, and unfortunately, because of the paint on the outside of the arm, you can see those pins. He does have the wrist swivel and the horizontal hinge. That's on both hands, of course, because they're both fists. You get no additional hands with our guy here. He's got an ab crunch, so he goes forward that far. He can go back that far. He's got a waist swivel, ratchety. He can do the splits that far out. He can kick that far, 90. He can go back pretty decently. He's got the thigh cut, double jointed, pinned knees. This time it's okay because it's black on both sides. He's got a boot cut below where that line work is. He can point his toe forward that far, up that far. He's got ankle pivot and holes, peg holes at the bottom of his feet. I failed to mention his accessories when I introduced the figure in the first segment, but here they go. We've seen them before. These wraparound effects. This time they are done in a very nice translucent, like a bluish green type of color. I like the coloration. I mean, we've seen these a million times before. But every once in a while, I mean, depending on what color they use, they still come out nice, and I guess technically they are still effective. And now we've got Chasm here next to the only other figure that I've reviewed in this wave. We've got his counterpart, or not even counterpart, alter ego, former alter ego, Ben Riley as Spider-Man. And so to close this one out, we've got the Marvel Legends Ben Riley wave, retro wave, but not really. Chasm, which is also Ben Riley. And what I'll say about it is it's always great to add a new character to the lineup, or a new iteration of a character in this case. It looks pretty good. He's on the Sunfire buck, an older buck, but it's still very serviceable. With the butterfly joints, that's this buck's claim to fame for real, is those butterfly joints. The paint apps are very nice. I love that purple and that tealish color, and the design of the arachnid, both front and back on the figure, are great. This is the effects. We've seen the effects before, but the color that they're molded in is very nice, and it goes well with Chasm. And yeah, there's not much more I can say about that other than that's number 2. Next up, we're going to check out Spider-Woman, and we'll keep marching on because that's how it gets done.